In the rugged, coal-rich mountains of central Utah, a tragic story unfolded that would forever change the lives of the tight-knit mining communities in the region. The Crandall Canyon Mine, located in the Manti La Salle National Forest, just 15 miles west-northwest of the small town of Huntington, was the scene of a devastating collapse that began in the early morning hours of August 6, 2007. The disaster, which initially trapped 6 miners 1,500 feet beneath the surface, would ultimately claim 9 lives and leave a lasting impact on the families, friends, and colleagues of those lost. The Crandall Canyon Mine, co-owned by Utah American Energy, Inc., a subsidiary of Murray Energy Corporation, and the Intermountain Power Agency, had been in operation for decades. In 2006, the mine produced 1.7 million tons of coal and had an estimated recoverable reserve of 13 million tons. The mine utilized both conventional room and pillar mining methods and the more modern longwall mining technique. However, it was the controversial practice of retreat mining, where miners remove the last standing pillars of coal and allow the roof to collapse behind them, that would come under intense scrutiny in the wake of the disaster. On that fateful morning of August 6th, just before 3 a.m., a seismic event registering 3.9 on the Richter scale was recorded in the vicinity of the Crandall Canyon Mine. The force of the collapse was so powerful that it initially led some to believe that an earthquake had occurred. However, seismologists at the University of Utah quickly determined that the seismic activity was, in fact, caused by the mine collapse itself. The 6 miners trapped in the depths of the mine were identified as Kerry Allred, 58, Luis Hernandez, 23, Brandon Phillips, 24, Carlos Payan, 22, Manuel Sanchez, 41, and Don Erickson, 50. Rescue efforts began immediately, with teams working around the clock to reach the trapped miners. The mine's co-owner, Bob Murray, insisted that the collapse was caused by an earthquake and not by any actions taken by the mining company or its employees. However, as the days passed and the rescue operation faced numerous setbacks, questions began to arise about the mine's safety record and the decision to engage in retreat mining at such depths. In the 10 days following the initial collapse, rescuers made painstaking progress, drilling holes from the surface to try and locate the missing miners and boring through the debris-filled tunnels in an attempt to reach them. Hopes were raised when a 2.5-inch hole drilled into the mine revealed an air pocket with potentially breathable air, but subsequent readings showed oxygen levels too low to sustain life. Tragedy struck again on August 16th when a second collapse occurred, killing 3 rescuers and injuring 6 others. The rescuers who lost their lives were identified as MSHA Inspector Gary Jensen, 53, Brandon Kimber, 29, and Dale Bird Black, 48. The second collapse led to the suspension of underground rescue efforts, as the risk to rescuers was deemed too great. In the days and weeks that followed, the focus shifted to the use of drill rigs on the mountain above the mine, boring holes in an attempt to locate the missing miners. A total of 7 holes were drilled, with the final hole completed on August 30th. Cameras lowered into the holes revealed only debris and rubble, with no signs of the trapped miners. On August 31, 2007, the search was officially called off, and the 6 miners were presumed dead, their bodies forever entombed within the mountain. As the community mourned the loss of the miners and rescuers, attention turned to the cause of the disaster and the safety practices at the Crandall Canyon Mine. In July 2008, the U.S. Department of Labor's Mine Safety and Health Administration, MSHA, released its findings, levying a $1.85 million fine against Genwall Resources, the operator of the mine, for violations that directly contributed to the collapse. MSHA also fined Agapito Associates, a mining engineering consultant, $220,000 for its faulty analysis of the mine's design. The investigation revealed that the practice of retreat mining, particularly the removal of barrier pillars that supported the roof of the mine, was a key factor in the collapse. MSHA found that Genwall Resources had demonstrated a reckless disregard for safety and had failed to report early warning signs of the impending disaster. In March 2007, just months before the collapse, a similar bump had occurred in the north section of the mine, forcing the company to abandon that area. However, Genwall Resources continued with its plan to engage in retreat mining in the south section, despite the clear risks involved. The aftermath of the Crandall Canyon Mine disaster led to increased scrutiny of mining practices and safety regulations. In 2008, the U.S. Congress passed the Miner Act, which mandated improved communication systems, increased supplies of air and water for trapped miners, and more stringent requirements for mine rescue teams. The tragedy also sparked a renewed focus on the use of retreat mining, particularly in deep underground mines like Crandall Canyon. For the families and friends of the miners and rescuers who lost their lives, the pain of their loss continues to this day. Memorials have been erected at the mine site and in nearby communities to honor the memory of the 9 men who perished. The Crandall Canyon Mine Memorial, located near the mine's entrance, features granite headstones for the 6 miners and granite benches serving as cenotaphs for the 3 rescuers. Another memorial, a bronze statue titled "Heroes Among Us," was unveiled in Huntington on September 18, 2008, featuring deep relief portraits of each of the 9 men lost. In the years since the disaster, the mining industry has continued to evolve, with a greater emphasis on safety and the development of new technologies to improve communication and rescue capabilities. However, the risks inherent in underground mining persist, and tragedies like the Crandall Canyon mine collapse serve as a somber reminder of the dangers faced by those who work in this vital but hazardous industry. The story of the Crandall Canyon mine disaster is one of heartbreak, courage, and the resilience of a community in the face of unimaginable loss. It is a tale of the sacrifices made by miners and rescuers alike, and of the ongoing struggle to balance the demand for the energy resources that power our world with the safety and well-being of those who work to extract them. As we remember the lives lost and forever changed by this tragedy, let us also renew our commitment to ensuring that miners everywhere can pursue their livelihoods without fear of such devastating losses. In the end, the legacy of the Crandall Canyon mine disaster lives on in the hearts and minds of those who were touched by it, and in the ongoing efforts to make the mining industry safer for all who work within it. The 9 men who perished, Carrie Allred, Luis Hernandez, Brandon Phillips, Carlos Payan, Manuel Sanchez, Don Erickson, Gary Jensen, Brandon Kimber, and Dale Bird Black, will never be forgotten, their memory forever etched in the history of Utah's coal country and in the collective consciousness of a nation that relies on the courage and dedication of its miners. Thank you for watching this documentary. Your support is crucial in helping us continue to create impactful documentaries like this one. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more stories like this one.